I think it's Thursday. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I hope this day finds everybody doing pretty well. I feel pretty good myself today. Thank the God above for one more day on top of the ground, and the ground ain't on top of me. So I'm feeling pretty good, which means that you should feel pretty good also. Okay? It is time to rise and shine. It is a Thursday morning. Believe it or not, it is the 18th day. 1 8, 18th, one after 17, one before 19 day of December. Can you guys actually believe in a couple of weeks it is going to be 2026? If all of us who are blessed to still see it, I think it'll be a grateful day because it'll be a year that has never been. And it'll be a year that once it is gone, it won't ever come again. Okay? It won't ever be here again. Good morning, Miss Wright. How you doing? Okay, it's time to get up. Everybody's up this early. I thought I was the only person get up this early in the morning, but I guess a lot of people do get up this early in the morning. Although I will admit to you that I am worth getting up for. Well, maybe not so much, but I appreciate it anyway. Anyway, good morning to you. You know, I got. I'm gonna start off the show with my word of the day and my saying of today. Sometimes painful things can teach us lessons that we never thought we needed to learn. Wow, that's heavy. Sometimes painful things can teach us lessons that we did not think we needed to learn. And the word of the day is tenet, 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 which means it is a principle, a belief, a doctrine that is held to be true by members of an organization, movement, or profession. Okay? Like talk show hosts think they're like the smartest people in the whole wide world sometimes, and we're really not. But we get a chance to talk to the smartest people in the whole wide world. All right, then. Anyway, let me tell you one more time. Sometimes painful things can teach us lessons that we never thought that we needed to learn. So don't ever get comfortable where you are because there's always something, my friends. There's always something that can change your mind. So good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Time to get up. Time let's go to work or whatever it is that you guys have to do today, or if you don't have to do anything, then just sit back and chill. Okay? Sit back and chill and let me take you on this ride with me this morning. Where we're going to end up, I'm not exactly sure. But are we going someplace? Absolutely. Get up. Let's go to work.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
It's time to get up, get around. It's time for our daily bread, a word from on high. It'll start your day in the right direction. It's up to you to stay in the right direction. It's time to get up. It is a great day, an outstanding day to be alive. Oh yeah, trust me, it is.
Grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take.
It gives you the right perspective, doesn't it? Yes, it does. It gives you the right perspective.
And the joy you make.
We'll be back in a moment to get this party started. So don't go no place. Yeah, I'm trying to be here anyway. What's that you smell? It's called life.
Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon.
The difference Christ makes in your life is a story worth telling. Our Daily Bread. Today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread Ministries was written by Randy Kilgore. Randy writes that in the years following the American Civil War, Union General Lew Wallace served as a governor of the New Mexico Territories because New Mexico had not yet been admitted as a state. His work there put him in contact with many of the characters that would make up the Wild West near-mythic history, including Billy the Kid and Sheriff Pat Garrett. It was here that Wallace wrote what has been called by some the most influential Christian book of the 19th century, Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. As Wallace witnessed the violence of the Civil War in the Wild West, he saw the worst impact of sin on humanity. In life and in his best-selling book, Wallace understood that only the story of Jesus Christ has the power of redemption and reconciliation. For the follower of Christ, the climax of our lives was the moment God rescued us from the power of darkness and delivered us into the kingdom of His dear Son. And it is in Jesus that we have forgiveness of our sins. Now we have the privilege of being storytellers of God's wonderful redemption. So as you think about today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread, remember these words from the Apostle Paul in Colossians 1:13 and 14. He has rescued us from the kingdom of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of His dear Son, who purchased our freedom and forgave our sins. Share Our Daily Bread with your friends and family on Facebook and Twitter. You never know who needs a touch today. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Now, you may not know it, but these kids in the background are from Montgomery, Alabama. That's right. McMillan Academy. Right here. All of a sudden, getting nobody else to sing it, getting no one else to sing it, and they can do a great job at it. Honoring our own forces. Granddaughter's in there something you can hear her. thing. Come on. There we go. Okay, we got that already. We get. I mean, I love my services, but okay, no. Too much is a feast. Okay, I got that saying from somebody. Anyway, good morning to you. Now, today's message, you're gonna like this. It's called Going Through Hard Times. And hopefully it'll take you into the week. And even though everything that you wanted this year, you may not have gotten it, every situation didn't always turn out for the best, at least at that moment. There are a lot of things that did happen, but there are some things that didn't happen. So today, the next speaker is going to show you. At least I think he's going to. Tell you how to go through hard times. And I think this is TD. TD's had a few hard times of his own, so he ought to be able to tell you how to do this. So going through hard times. That's what we are going to go through next, and then we're going to get into a lot of things this morning. I sure hope we do anyway. Hard times will be with us as long as we live. But somebody once said, it is not what happens to you. It is how you respond to it. Everybody goes through hard times. Every last one of us will. And if you haven't, just wait a minute. It's on the way. Okay? Because it is the hard times are the stress of life that makes us stronger. It's kind of like the only way to get stronger in the gym is pick up heavy things. Would you agree? Absolutely. My son picked up something one day when he was 15, 13, and I said, oh, if he can pick that up, I can pick that up. I went over there and was embarrassed because he was stronger than I were at that time. Well, he's even worse now. It's even worse now. But hard times make us strong. Okay. Somebody once said, do not complain about the mountain. Be thankful that it is not a smooth mountain so we can climb it. I think that is a good piece of advice. So going through hard times. Okay. It ain't what happens to you. It's how you respond to what happens to you that gets you through the hard times. So we'll be back right after this message. Well, it's a little couple of minutes message.
For somebody going through tough times, for somebody struggling just to keep your head above water, you're trying, but things don't seem to be quite working out the way you planned. You thought you'd be in a different place at this season in your life, but you're still suffering.
You have no say-so in what happens to you, but you have a say-so in what you do about it. You have a determining voice into where your life can go. See, life is 10% what happens to you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that ain't TD Jakes. That's Steve Harvey, along with some other contributors this morning.
Happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. You get a setback. You get thrown off course. You lost your mama. That's dirt. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You need dirt on you to develop, because dirt ain't just dirt. Dirt is fertilizer. Dirt is nutrient. Dirt gives you the strength for your seed to push through. You gotta have dirt on you to push through something. Everything you see that's beautiful starts out as a seed, but that seed got to get dirt on it. You got to have dirt on you to grow into what life got for you.
The only thing I want from you is that every single day when uncertainty creeps in, I need you to get up and I need you to go heavy on it. In the midst of opposition, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of adversity, when you taste a little bit of blood and something happens that you didn't expect to happen, I need you to go heavy on it.
You gotta be willing to go after your stuff. You gotta be willing to go after whatever has got your name on it. Sometimes you gotta fight your way over. Sometimes you gotta fight your way through. Sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and say, listen, I ain't got nobody else to encourage us right now. It's just me and you. But I'm telling you, you're the head and not the tail. And I'm fighting for me, or my house, or my children, finances, or my husband, or my vision, or my dream. I'm going to stand right here, and I ain't giving up my children. I'm not giving up my money. No, I'm standing. You can't keep quitting your whole life. You can't keep backing up, and you can't keep fainting, taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. After a while, there ought to be something in our lives that we stand through. Sicknesses that you stood through, struggles that you stood through, weaknesses that you stood through, crises that you stood through, pressures that you stood through. That is where character is developed. That's what defines our destiny when you are in the middle of transition.
For somebody going through tough times, for somebody struggling just to keep your head above water. You're trying, but things don't seem to be quite working out the way you planned. You thought you'd be in a different place at this season in your life, but you're still suffering.
You have no say-so in what happens to you, but you have a say-so in what you do about it. You have a determining voice into where your life can go. See, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. You get a setback. You get thrown off course. You lost your mama. That's dirt. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You need dirt on you to develop, because dirt ain't just dirt. Dirt is fertilizer. Dirt is nutrient. Dirt gives you the strength for your seed to push through. You gotta have dirt on you to push through something. Everything you see that's beautiful starts out as a seed, but that seed got to get dirt on it. You got to have dirt on you to grow into what life got for you.
The only thing I want from you is that every single day when uncertainty creeps in, I need you to get up and I need you to go heavy on it. In the midst of opposition, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of adversity, when you taste a little bit of blood and something happens that you didn't expect to happen, I need you to go heavy on it.
You gotta be willing to go after your stuff. You gotta be willing to go
After your stuff. Actually, I kind of did that kind of backwards. I forgot our daily bread. So I forgot that. So let me get that done now, and we'll continue on. But anyway, our daily bread. I forgot to play our daily bread. What was I thinking about? My mind was all messed up this morning. But I got it. I'm back. We'll be back.
The difference Christ makes in your life is a story worth telling. Our Daily Bread. Today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread Ministries was written by Randy Kilgore. Randy writes that in the years following the American Civil War, Union General Lew Wallace served as a governor of the New Mexico Territories because New Mexico had not yet been admitted as a state. His work there put him in contact with many of the characters that would make up the Wild West near-mythic history, including Billy the Kid and Sheriff Pat Garrett. It was here that Wallace wrote what has been called by some the most influential Christian book of the 19th century, Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. As Wallace witnessed the violence of the Civil War in the Wild West, he saw the worst impact of sin on humanity. In life and in his best-selling book, Wallace understood that only the story of Jesus Christ has the power of redemption and reconciliation. For the follower of Christ, the climax of our lives was the moment God rescued us from the power of darkness and delivered us into the kingdom of His dear Son. And it is in Jesus that we have forgiveness of our sins. Now we have the privilege of being storytellers of God's wonderful redemption. So as you think about today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread, remember these words from the Apostle Paul in Colossians 1:13 and 14. He has rescued us from the kingdom of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of His dear Son, who purchased our freedom and forgave our sins. Share Our Daily Bread with your friends and family on Facebook and Twitter. You never know who needs a touch today. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Alrighty then. Alrighty. Okay, turn on the TV thing so I can see myself. Good. Hey, good morning, everybody. First of all, let me tell you about our sponsor of the show. You know, it's hard to get them, but once I got them, I got to do them right. Got to tell you guys about some of the things that they are offering you through this show, and that is one of our main. Okay, my only sponsor at the moment. I mean, I'm just saying. Actually, I haven't really went out and tried too hard to tell you the truth. But anyway, my main sponsor, it is what's you know the name. You know the name of the place, okay? You know, I've been telling you about the name of the place. One Stop Wireless, 334-320-2988. They're located at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. Right there in the gas station, right? They're connected to the same building, and they sell cell phones. Cell phones they do, but more than cell phones, they sell things that get you on the internet, and you don't even have to have it's like a cell phone thing that just gets you on the internet. You can live out in the boondocks wherever you want to live, like $45 a month. Okay. Now there's a small setup fee that you have to go through, and you got to buy the little thing that goes on with it. But after that's all done, $45 a month, no prices going up or anything like that. And you can have internet anywhere you want to. Okay. You can tell Spectrum or any of them folks, hey, take their thing every time listen, go see these people. Okay. 3445 Atlanta Highway. And if you got a cell phone that's stuck in the closet somewhere, been there forever, you're stuck it to somebody, I ain't mad at you. You can still use it because they can take your cell phone and make your cell phone work on their system. So whether it was from AT&T, Verizon, whoever, doesn't make any difference because they can get that bad boy work. After all, it's your phone. You ought to be able to use your phone with anybody you want to have to use it for. They make these tiny loan contracts and all that stuff. And, only thing besides paying rent, I mean, why I got to keep you around? No. Go see them, okay? One Stop Wireless, okay? 3445 Atlanta Highway, corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. You'll see a Shell gas station there. That's where they are, okay? They're on the other side of the building, though. You can see them really, really, really good. Okay, tell them you heard about them on here, and I'll try to get you a little more discount. But I'll see what I can do. But can't promise that. But I do promise you good service. I promise you good service, good people, and people who don't try to. My motto is make a little bit off everybody and not a lot off anybody. So I'm just saying, and that's their motto too. We want to make a little bit off everybody, but not a lot off anybody. Okay, so go check them out. Okay. One Stop Wireless, okay? 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and what? Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. All right. One more thing, this is our last couple of days of trying to raise money. And listen, there have been people that helped us. We only need about $2,000 between now and Monday. Okay, that's all we need. So you got whatever y'all can give us. We appreciate it. And these are some ways you can help us out. I'm getting the certificates ready now for people to receive their unknowing gift from the people. It's called the Helping Hands Good Neighbor Award because it is neighbors that are helping each other. And they don't, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have a clue that me and Randy are going to show up at their house on Monday and hook them up. They don't have a clue. Now we're going to do it on FaceTime Live and everything like that. See some of the responses that some of these people have because they don't know. They don't know. Now, if everybody has followed the plan, you put their name in. I got the letters right over there on the door. You'll see right over there. I got the letters, but they cannot tell the people that we coming with the cash. They don't. Nobody knows except me and the person, and they don't really know because they don't know if I got a dime or not. They don't have a clue. Well, today though, Monday morning, Monday after the show, we're going to go out and we are going to hopefully help somebody, bless somebody with the hard work and the contributions of my audience. We've been doing this for like 9 years. This is the 10th year we've been doing this, and they don't have a clue what's coming. I know there's some people out there right now especially some of these people that these people are written in about who don't know what's going to happen. Well, if the good Lord says the same, at least this Christmas will be a little bit better than they had thought it was going to be. Okay, so I want to thank you guys. Now we need to raise about $2,000. That's all we need between now and Monday. We need about $2,000. And here are the ways that you guys can help us. Okay, I don't care how much you give. You can give $2 up to $500. I don't. We don't really care. Okay, but here are some of the ways that you can help us. Okay, first of all, you go to GoFundMe. Okay, and you will find Helping Hands Good Neighbor Award 2025. Throw something in there for us, okay? Throw something in there for us. And don't wait till it's all over and then say, man, I should have helped. Yeah, you should have. So put something in there for us, okay? All right, put something in there for us. And we appreciate it because you're going to help people that you don't know, who don't know you, but you still will be tethered together through an act of kindness, a random act of kindness that we do, all of us do for people at some time. We appreciate that. We're gonna get to other things in a minute here, but I got to get you enough because I only got today to ask. Because I'm not on tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be getting ready to get everything square. I'll be hunting for money. Anyway, you can go to Venmo if you have Venmo at Kevin-Elkins-21. You can do the Venmo thing, or you can do the what's the other thing you got to do? That it's called Cash App. Cash App. You can do it on Cash App, and all you have to do is pull up my number 334-241-9998. Tip that in there in the Cash App thing, and my little smiling face will come up there, and you can donate something there, or you can go to any Service First Bank. There's one downtown Montgomery, I think one out east, and donate whatever you want to put in there. Look, ask for the Helping Hands account. They all know who I am down there now after all these years. It's Helping Hands account or Kevin Elkins if for some reason you meet somebody that's new. But it's DBA Helping Hands, okay, Good Neighbor Award. So that's what we do. So if you can do it, I appreciate it. Okay, especially if you live in another state, another country, doesn't mean that we'll take your money. And maybe next year we'll get to where you are. Okay. So Cash App 334-241-9998 or Venmo. You can go Venmo, okay, at Kevin-Elkins-21. You can help us there. Or again, you can go to GoFundMe. It's on internet, and you can award us with something. Okay, I always say, if everybody gives just a little bit, we can all help just a lot. Okay, and I actually got something I got to put in there today myself. I'm not just asking you guys to make a sacrifice. I try to make the sacrifice my own self too. Okay, I don't want to be a hypocrite telling everybody else, well, you can give this, you can give that, and hey, if you believe in it, you give to it. Okay, so I can. And Lord, I know somebody I know one of these people got 6 kids and don't have a man. They don't know what. I mean, and what hurts so bad this holiday, what hurts so bad is that you work your butt off all year long. And, that's one of the reasons why I never wanted 6 kids. That's just too much responsibility for me. But it always seems to me that people who have the most kids always seem to do better than those with just 1 or 2. I don't know what they seem to have a natural instinct to survive. I guess you can't see your baby's hungry and not want to do something about it. So I don't know, but I do appreciate them, and so we're going to try to help them. They don't know we're coming. They don't have a clue. They don't listen to this show. They never heard of me. A lot of people ain't never heard of me, so that's cool. But we coming to the rescue. The good Lord allows me to see it. On Monday morning, we're going to come to the rescue, and they're going to have a decent Christmas this year, and along with a few other people. But we appreciate 6 kids. Wow. Whew. There was 8 of us, though. There was 8 of us. Now, and I don't ever really remember not having something for Christmas. There was 8 of us. We always had something for Christmas. May not have been a whole lot, but we always had something. Mamas are special, especially the one that loves their kids. They find a way out of no way. And I think that's because they, when you have that kind of responsibility, because some dirt bag didn't want to help. The only person you got to depend on then is a good Lord above. That's the only person. So anyway, that's how you help us out if you want to. Venmo, you can help us out there at Kevin-Elkins21. 21, or GoFundMe. You can go up there. You can find Helping Hands Good Neighbor Award, or you look someplace on my Facebook page and you'll find a little blue link somewhere on there. You click on it and it takes you right to our thing. Okay, Cash App. One more time. You can just put my number in there. That number would be 334-241-9998. Okay. So, anybody else need anything else? Okay. All right then. I got this weekend love, and that's it. All right. So help me out. Help a brother out. Okay. And at the same time, it's kind of like working for Hope Inspired Ministries. What you do for others will make you feel a lot better than having somebody do something for you. I'm just telling you, it will. It'll make you feel a lot better because you've helped. You know that you made a difference. You know that you made something happen for people you don't even know. And that's the best kind of gift. When you can give to people you don't even know. Anybody can give to people that they know. But when you give to people who will never have an opportunity to meet you, but will certainly be touched by you, oh yeah, that's some pretty good stuff there. Anyway, let me shut up now and move right along to other things. Okay, but I just want to thank all the people who have given. Let me know who's this. Let's talk about this. The type of crime isn't openly discussed. What type of crime is that? Oh, white on white, white on white crime. We got a lot of that going on. Baxton found guilty of capital murder in Mobile, Alabama. A Mobile County jury has returned a guilty verdict against Jeffrey Blackston for capital murder and sexual torture, as announced by the district attorney Keith Keith Blackwood on January 1st, 2021. Jeffrey Blackstone broke into Troy Barnhill's residence and entered his bedroom. Yeah. Well, I don't know who is this trying to get in here, but they're not doing the right thing. Let me see if I can get this, because I don't know who this is. Okay. For anybody trying to get in, you have to tell your phone to accept the video and accept the microphone. Okay, you got it. Without that, you can't. I see you, but I don't. I can't let you in because you don't give us access to your phone. So if you do that, you can come in our little virtual studio there and say your piece, whatever you got to say. But you have to, or you can just call. You can just call the number on the screen, and we can let you in that way. Now, let me clarify something from yesterday that about the hospital thing that most of us did not understand. I got a great education on it yesterday after I got off the air. So let me explain the issue, the real issue here, because we yesterday we didn't seem to get the issue. Okay, well, I don't know who that is, but they're not doing as the phone instructs them to do. Because if they did, they'd get in. But we'll go on something else. Let me tell you about the situation with the hospital. It is not that, and this is what I was kind of hard on Isaiah Sankey and Doug Singleton, but evidently this. Let me just put it down so people can get on it and understand what's going on. The hospital already has a $10 million guarantee from the county of Montgomery. It's already been voted for. It's good. They want $7.5 million more. Okay, which is okay. That's what they need. But herein lies the problem. Commissioner Sankey and Commissioner Harris had asked for a written plan before they get any more money. Okay, so they can understand where this train is headed to. Okay, until yesterday, last I heard yesterday, they have never seen a written plan from the administrators of the hospital yet to let the people know at least they got a plan forward. right now, evidently, everybody said, give us money, and they want to give them the money. They want, nobody wants people not to have a hospital, not to have a place in case their little ones get sick or they get sick or they get cancer. And nobody wants that. But what they do want is some accountability for the money. And after hearing this, after I was educated a little bit after we got off the air, then I kind of understand what they're saying. Okay, yeah, you it's like your kids keep coming up to you all the time and say, Dad, I need $10. Dad, I need $20. Dad, I need $100. Okay, and after a while, you start saying, well, what you doing with all this money? Well, I know, I just need it. Whoa. No. If you're going to keep getting my money, and parents know this better than anybody, if you're going to keep getting my little money that I got, you need to tell me what you're doing with it. Well, the hospital, as of yet, has not given them a written plan that they can put up to the light and go to the judge and say, hey, or go to the county commissioners or the city council people and say, this is how we plan to see our way forward in this tough situation. So all that Commissioner Sankey wants, and along with Daniel Harris, see, if they would come out and explain this in the simplest ways sometime, rather being so hogwoggle, because we're reasonable people. Anybody who's ever had a job, wants to know what you're doing with their money. Okay, so not a problem. So there is the problem. It's not that complicated as we make it be. What they're saying is that show us your plan and we will give you the money. They've already given them $10 million. The county already has. The city, I think, is given 25, somewhere around there. And so, but now they want an additional $7.5 million. Now that $7.5 million will be spread out over 3 years, which means they want an additional $2 million a year. Okay, which again, I mean, it ain't my money, but not in its account, but some of it's my money a little bit, and I don't have a problem with that as long as I'm with Commissioner Sankey. As long as you got a plan where don't keep telling us to put money in your account and don't tell us what your plan is to do with it. I think that makes reasonable sense. That's why I like Mr. Sankey. Anyway, of course, he's an Army dog. He's a leg. He never went airborne or anything like that, but that's okay. He's still an Army dog, so I love him anyway. Anyway, and the missus over there. I don't know was she in the National Guard? So I don't know what she was in. But anyway, since they soldiers and all, I'm going to trust him. He's an officer and a gentleman, and so I have learned through my travels in life. At least with military people, I especially when they're officers. Hey, NCOs not so much sometimes, but officers take a strict adherence to discipline and to principle. And so we appreciate everything they do. And so he's a former captain. He's a nurse practitioner. He spent his life, at least since I have been here, the last 30-something years, helping people who are sick. So he doesn't want to do. So if he says, wait a minute, we don't want to give them the money yet, then there must be a good reason. Okay, the man has spent his whole life trying to help people. Okay, civilians and military. So I'm good with what he said. So all the hospital has to do is come up with a written plan. Hey, go to AI. AI can write any kind of plan you want them to. Okay, just go. There's really no reason not to. If you put the data inside the computer, it will spit out a plan for you going forward. So that's what the deal with the hospital is. It's got nothing to do with them not wanting to give the hospital money. They've already given them $10 million. Okay, but they just want, and according to the agreement, upon getting that money, they said that's going to give us a plan. Okay, right now, the hospital does not have a written plan. And you know what? Would you want to keep giving your kids money and they don't have a plan? You don't know what they're doing with the money? No, you don't know. Now, it's okay if you use your money and not have a plan, because that's up to you. But when you are asking the taxpayers of the city to bail you out because of somebody's irresponsibility or mismanagement, then I believe that they are absolutely right. The hospital should give them a written plan. Don't just say, well, this is what we want to do. And no, we need to see the plan. I'm with you. We want to help, but we need to see the plan. We need to make sure that this money, okay, is not going to somebody's jet stream setting off the coast of Mobile, so you can go have a great time on us. Okay, no, we need a plan. I got no problem with that. Now, they just don't. Government entities sometimes just does not have a plain and simple way to express to us what's going on. They want to try to talk above our heads. Well, your brain is not big enough to talk over all of our heads, because we got some pretty brainy people out there who know, and they know when they get in a bunch of Bravo Sierra. Okay, so I'm just saying, cut the Bravo Sierra and tell us just succinctly in natural plain speak what you're going to do, and put it on paper. Just put it on paper. Give us the plan. Just give us the plan, and then let these guys give you let them what I don't know what that means, but I don't know. But anyway, so there's a problem. There's a problem with the plan with the hospital. It is not that Commissioner Sankey, we know what Commissioner Singleton said. He can't do it because somebody works at the hospital. I would have voted anyway, but that's me. If you're going to send me to jail for doing something wrong, let me do something wrong for the right reason. Okay, let me do something wrong for the right reason. I'll take that. I have done that before. But anyway, but I'm not. He's not me, and I'm not him. Okay, so anyway, so therein lies the problem with the hospital. They've asked the hospital on numerous occasions, give us the written plan going forward, and nobody's come up with a plan that they could actually read. Okay, they could actually read. Hey, John Bowman, who is the executive director of Hope Inspired Ministries, another organization that does a great job all year long for the city of Montgomery, helping people get themselves repaired and prepared to go into the workforce. There are some people who've never ever had a real job. They've been hustling, and hustling is good, but you can't put it on a resume. So when you get a certain age, they expect you to be able to come in there with a resume to get a job, and you can't get a job because 1776. Hey, does that include? Wait a minute? Does that include the retirees? Listen, I can use that myself. Commander in Chief has given every military personnel $1,776. Government can print money, can't they? Though I hope they print a check with my name on it. I don't have no problem with that. Listen, these guys, they go through some tough things, and let's just face it, the pay is not all that great, but everybody knows what the pay is when they join. Okay, everybody knows what the pay is when they join. So, yeah, but hey, find out if they're gonna get at the retirees too. Okay, Donald said the hospital is in bankruptcy. They have to present plans for bankruptcy court. Well, that's true, and evidently they've yet, according to what I heard yesterday, from what I understand, they have not yet come up with a plan on paper so they can put it in front of the bankruptcy court. So right now, everybody's just asking for the money, but they have been given money. The county given $10 million already, but for this additional 7.5, Mr. Sankey and Mr. Harris said, "Listen, show us your plan." I think that's a reasonable position to take, and most people, we won't even give our kids money unless they showed us the plan. How is Jackson losing money, but the other hospitals are not? I think we know. I think we know how that happened. Evidently, they had some mismanagement going on, and that's why they have new management up there now. We got a new CEO now. I forgot his name, and that was one of the reasons. I mean, listen, let's just shame the devil. They wasn't doing the job. I don't know whether they did it on purposely. Did not take the people's money seriously, or if it was everybody going to the emergency room and with no insurance. We don't know why it is what it is. All we know is that it is what it is. Okay, all we know. Good morning, Beverly. We know. I got to say good morning to the women because most people don't. They don't. Most women don't listen to me. They think I'm a male chauvinist pig. Okay. Yeah, and he said it's coming from tariffs, which I don't really care about tariffs anyway. Until they make Microsoft, I mean, until they make Apple bring their business back to America, I don't care about tariffs because we don't care about tariffs because we don't mind paying the same amount of money for items that go overseas that are made overseas, paying people $2 a day, and then they ship them back here and charge and paying us like they made it in South Carolina or Alabama or someplace like that. So I don't care nothing about them tariffs. I don't buy that crap. Okay, don't buy it. Okay, and electronic. Most of that stuff, that technology was stolen from us anyway. Do y'all know how much of this stuff was stolen during Ronald Reagan years, trying to come up with they kept trying to come up with a space dome or whatever they call that thing to protect the United States, kind of like the thing that Israel is using. It works sometimes. Sometimes they say it doesn't work as good, but at least it shields them against incoming rockets and things of that nature. But anyway, a lot of that stuff came up on us, and then they took it, reverse engineered it, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with tariffs on things. Build our own stuff. We ain't got to put tariffs on it. Okay, build our own stuff, and we don't got to put tariffs on none of that crap. Okay, we just put our own people to work. Okay. Anyway, moving on to other thing. There's an issue down in there was an issue down in and this is coming from good. I just need to know they're gonna give it to military retirees too. I could use $1,700 right about now. So I'm just saying I hope they're gonna get that to all of. I mean, although the active duty guys probably need it a little bit worse than we do at the moment, but they do get BAQ, they do get separate, they do get a lot of things that we don't get out here. Because don't nobody care if you starve out here. But I did have I'm gonna keep going to something else when I said I used to think that if you couldn't make it in the military, well, if you couldn't make it out here, you certainly couldn't make it in the military. But since I've been a civilian for a while now, I'm telling you, it's the opposite. It is absolutely no. I'm not getting nothing. Huh? Well, sucks to be me today when it comes to that. But anyway, so much for that. But I used to think, but I changed my mind. If you can't make it in the military, forget coming out here. These people will see you land on the ground and throw dirt on you. Okay. It'd be raining outside and they'll come right past and throw some more water on you. I mean, it's hard out here. People. There's a place in Montgomery some years ago, some glass place. And I don't know exactly what they called it, but evidently it was a pretty good factory here they had in Montgomery. And one day, evidently, they decided to close the shop and leave. And it's my understanding that hurt a lot of people in Montgomery. They own homes and stuff like that. Like there's a woman out in what was her name? Miss Collier, I think. I think that's her name. There was a woman. Uh, 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 okay, Donald. One of these days, I'm just gonna have to ban you, brother. You didn't make it in the military. I did my job. One of these days, I'm just gonna have to ban you. I mean, my skin's kind of tough, but enough is enough. Really. Okay, I understand you have an admiration for me because I'm a airborne trooper, and some General Gavin said that that airborne troopers, most of us, would outwork 10 regular soldiers, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. So I understand that you suffer from an insufficiency of courage. I feel you. I ain't mad at you. But yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Brockway Glass Factory. Yeah. So evidently, when they closed down, a lot of people had to start all over. You know, and I'm gonna tell you something. Some of that stuff you could kick my butt. Well, I don't know if I want to kick your butt. I mean, I just I'm told if I tell what I'm gonna do, I don't even have to look at you. So we good. Anyway, so the number's here. If you got something on your mind, you can give us a call. We appreciate you. Brockwick, okay. 521-2963, something on your mind. But so Brockway, I don't know what they were, but I do know one thing: they hurt a lot of people, and a lot of those people are still trying to give the turmoil that's in their life. So there are no guarantees. There are no guarantees. And I even tell my own son, you gotta have a plan B. We all gotta have a plan B, okay? Because I did the sin of becoming comfortable. I did the sin of becoming comfortable where I was working before, at the radio station, 24 years. Hey, we're gonna have the Elk Dogs. I'm gonna be here forever till I get ready to go, or till they get ready for you to go. It just depends. But I'm not mad at them. I walked out of there not being angry, not being anything, because I know I had a plan B. I know how to work on computers and stuff like that. So I'm pretty good. You can make a pretty good living in that. And I don't really need to make a whole lot of living in it. But it's always good to have a plan B, because nobody's ever going to care more about you than you caring about you. And if you got little babies to feed and things of that nature, you might want to make sure that you got a plan B. So if I can give a young person a sense of wisdom, it would be have a plan B. Okay, you can no longer think that you can work at a place until you get ready to leave. AI has changed the playing field of jobs in America. Okay, and if I could tell somebody what not to take up in high school, what not to take up in college, business administration. We don't even need you. We just put it in the computer, let it come out, give us our plan, give us our demographic, I'm just telling you, y'all better think more seriously about your college education. And here's a question I can ask you: do you really need it? Only thing you need a college education from is in the sciences. You need a college education there, because if you're gonna do surgery and stuff like that, yeah, we need to know what the hell you're doing. But other than that, psychology, sociology, archaeology, who gives a crap about some bones? Really, who does? I don't. And they give degrees in that stuff. How about some little logic and a little reason, and then therefore you'll have something which to carry you through the hard times. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, so moving right on to other things, but I wouldn't mind getting that $1,700 though. Really? Okay, it ain't coming, so I'm just gonna take my mind off of that. Okay, how about the white woman in Georgia who had acid tossed in her face by a black man? That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. Why don't we just say there are bad people on both sides? Why don't we just say that? They're ruthless, bad people on both sides. Why don't we just say that? Okay. So everybody's got a critic this morning. Anyway, here's something right here. Now, this happened in Walmart, but it was a Walmart in Biloxi, Mississippi, to show you how terrible are some people are coming. This woman put razor blades in cakes. Okay, in the bakery, razor blades. Okay, razor blades in the cake. She is shoving razor blades in Walmart bakery items, not just the cakes, okay, for over 11 days. And Walmart, of course, didn't tell anybody. Okay, they didn't tell anybody about it. Let me let you look at her. She looks like a nice person, right? She looks like a nice person. Okay, but she's not a nice person. So let me show you this woman right quick here. This is the woman in Biloxi, Mississippi. That's been putting she's been putting razors in bakery items. I mean, what is going wrong with people? Okay, here she is right here. Okay, I don't quite get it, but hey, this is her right here. This is her right there. And it's always people with tattoos on or dumb, crazy looking hairdos who do these things. Okay, but she's putting a tip to investigators stated she had been in the 1,000 block of Division Street, leading to her arrest. Over the past 11 days, they have found razor blades found in several baked items, and that's what she has been doing. Okay, see, they always look crazy. These people always look crazy. I don't know why, but they always look crazy. But that's her. Yeah, that's her. Yeah. So anyway, that is not a good thing to do for people. But anyway, just thought I'd show you who she was. Okay, so hopefully they got her now, and life goes on. Okay. Now I do have a question, because somebody brought this up the other day. If you buy a house, somebody's got to let me know. Don't you own the land that the house is on automatically? Because somebody told me that you don't own the land, you only own the structure. So does the government own your land in your house? Where so you buy a house out there in Wind Lakes, you're not buying the land, you're just buying the structure. I don't really know. I would think that if that you own that land, um, you own that land that your house is on. So can somebody illuminate that on me? Because this woman was complaining that she don't own her land. She really owns her house that the land is on. I mean, she owns the house that's on the land, but she doesn't own the land. Can somebody explain that to me? Or is that hyperbole again? Okay. Somebody said President Trump is the best president of my lifetime behind Lincoln. Well, since you wasn't here when Lincoln was here, we don't really know. Lord, please bring some sense back so we can celebrate the Savior's birthday in a week. Peace on earth and get with it. Well, now what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, what are you talking about? Yes, Don is on the land. Well, I don't know where it's located at, but she was just complaining. Yeah, that helps me. Wow, you actually said something positive. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know where she was on Facebook the other day complaining about she don't own her land, but she owns the house. And she thought she owned both of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, well, it was, yeah, it was. But well, why wouldn't he? Yeah. Well. I mean, well, soldiers don't get to choose the commander. The commander. Yeah. Well, I listen. People say a lot of things about me over the years. I don't care. See you later, Don. Let me see now. House and land go together. Okay, but Don just told us in a situation where it would not be so. You get a 100-year lease, and they figure you'd be dead by then anyway, and so somebody else will own the house. I am the okay. I own the land. What does it say? The structure where I live. Well, I don't know why she's complaining about she didn't in her situation, she did not own the land, she only owned the home. So I don't really know how that works because I don't really want to own a house, so I'm good. Start reporting criminals in each group every day. Criminals are going to be yeah, okay. I didn't care about the group. I care about what she did. She was trying to kill people. I mean, she's putting razors in bakery items. She's trying to kill people. Come on. I mean, I don't really care about color. Y'all got stuck on this color thing and all the time. Give me a break, said Jake. Anyway, and we're talking about, hey, good morning, Ed. We were talking about Brockway Glass and how everybody needs a plan B. Because these jobs are just not here to stay anymore. Used to be you can get a job, you look for the gold watch and kick a foot in your butt and say, see you later. We're glad to know you. But now we're gonna get to know somebody else. Okay. Who is the guest on the show today? I don't have any guests on the show today. You need a producer because you need a producer for everybody's got for program, but I forgot that you are the producer because You are the man. That's true. But no, I wouldn't mind having one. As I get bigger and as we get out, stretch out there more, we'll see if we can get some of that. Because the nice thing about being a producer for this kind of thing is that you don't even have to be here. You can be in New York City, making things happen. So, other than that, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think our young troops do deserve a break every once in a while. Okay, so I've squared you guys away on Jackson Hospital. What's going on? It is not that Commissioner Sankey or Commissioner Harris didn't want to give the money. They want to give the money as soon as they come up with a plan on paper of how they are going to get through this. Okay, and that's what they're looking for. Give me something on paper that I can go to the bankruptcy court or somebody and say, "Listen, this is the plan." So I don't have a problem with that. That's good. I wish they could have came out and told us all that to begin with. Okay. And don't forget, help your hands. We need about. I guess we can get away with about $1,500 between now and Monday morning. So y'all help us out. All right, through Cash App or Venmo or something like that, and you can go to the Venmo at Kevin.Elkins-21, or you can go to GoFundMe and find the Helping Hand Good Neighbor Award 2025, and you can donate a little bit there. Come on, y'all, come on, y'all got $10 something you can donate. Come on now, help me out here. Yeah, help a brother out. Also, if you want to do it on Cash App, you can do that. Just put in my number 334-241-9998 and help somebody that you don't know. So somebody may help you who don't know you, because life turns sometimes. You never know where you're going to find yourself in a place where you need some help. And I think the good Lord will bless you for giving to others, and others will give to you. I'm just saying, you might want to think about that for a second. I can't talk for God. I can talk for a lot of people. That's the one entity I cannot talk for. Move right along. So evidently somebody said you can own the land that your house is on, but in most cases, especially in those exclusive neighborhoods, you get a lease for 100 years. That's what Don says anyway. I'm going along with it until I find something out better. Barry Moore, who is one of our representatives, says radical Islam is a cancer that devours everything that it touches. I would love to have some Muslims on, not Nation of Islam, but regular Muslims on to talk about that. That's the only religion I know that scares the hell out of me. It's the only one that I can't wrap my head around. Some of the things they believe, but I need to know if some of the things they believe is really what they believe, or is that what we say on this side of the border, because we don't understand Islam. I don't really understand. I mean, okay, but I am getting to the part where I'm giving up pork chops. Okay, I'm giving up the pork. Yeah, I'm giving up the pork. And yesterday I saw an Oreo cookie get torched by a torch, and it didn't melt. So I'm not eating any of those anymore either. I mean, how in the world can you put a torch on a cookie and the cookie don't melt or catch fire? And we eat that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I mean, the internet is good for a lot of things, and that's right. Now, let's talk about something for a second here that only in America you wouldn't think that this would happen. You would not think. There's a young lady named Ella Cook, who is from Mountain Brook, Alabama, that was killed, hunted for her beliefs in the Brown University killing thing a few days ago. College of Republicans of America founder says, so here's my question. What is it that conservatives believe in that scares liberals and non-conservatives? What is it that they believe in that gets them hunted down? Charlie Kirk, this young lady. I mean, and it seems that it's okay it just seems there's no real public outrage about these things. Now we worried about, and I am too. I'm worried about us picking up people off the streets who just over here making a living. I know they got here. Some of them got here illegally. I mean, and if we go to the fullest extent of the law, we were brought here illegally, as black folks were, and I don't want to go back there, but I'm just saying, there's a moral side to this story. But what is it? What is it? Can somebody give me what's the one belief that that conservatives that make anybody want to that makes anybody give me a second, Marty, that anybody would want to kill them? What are they scared of? Can you answer that, Marty?
And everything. They're just regular citizens, as like you and I, who may have made mistakes, but not enough to subjugate the entire race of Somalian black people. That's the issue I have, Kevin. And then another thing too, Trump made this thing up where they're infusing a large immigration from South Africa, and they all happen to be white, and that he's going around saying that they've been massacred and they're killed, so they need to come over to America. And then other parts of Africa, they're saying that people are being killed because of their Christian beliefs, but you're only infusing America with white Africans, assuming that every other African in Africa, or certain parts of Africa, are all white and not black Christians. So, it's evident what you see. It's not what a person does that you should be concerned about. It's why they do what they do. But my thing is, I think Charlie Kirk's killing was horrible. It was terrible. In fact, I would be the first one. In fact, I remember, mentioning that we should pray for him and his family because it was horrific and it's unfair. There's other ways you can handle that rather than doing anything like that. But then also I likened it to what happened in Mississippi, where people, instead of people acknowledging that there was foul play about this black man who had a blunt force to the head, arms broken, in some kind of way he managed to hang himself. So we're being intellectually disingenuous when it comes to that. And also, my thing is, we are in trouble as a nation, especially when a person go on media and express themselves about Charlie Kirk's murder, and then they're fired. School teachers and other people, naysayers, they're fired. And Trump gets out there and said, we have no room for comments like that. But then go on and talk about, what was the guy name that played on Charlie Rayner? Was it Rayner? Rayner. Yeah, exactly. Then to go and make comments like that, about the guy.
But then again, they made some outlandish comments about him.
Yeah,
I don't blame him for being angry at some of the crap that they would say.
Kevin, But as president of the United States,
He's still a
and the
human
most
being.
powerful person in the league, Kevin, yes, but as a Christian man, he claims to be.
Well, I don't
And
know if he
all
ever,
those
I don't know if he
Christian
ever claimed to
and
be a
all,
Christian,
Kevin,
to tell you the truth.
all those Christian hands that lay on him to be praying for him, and he's
Right.
talking about Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, whatever the thing is, and all. It seems as though you should be the first one to put that aside and be decent. But he's not. He don't show any decency, no compassion. As military soldiers, Kevin, you and I were in leadership. You know, I was in leadership in the Army. Anything went wrong, regardless of whether or not I had direct, involvement in it, if I'm leading those individuals, I'm going to take the responsibility somehow. Everything is about every other person except him saying, you know what, maybe I need to rethink these tariffs. You know what, I've been in office for almost 365 days. I take the blame for the tariffs and the effect that it's having on grocery prices and affordability. No, he wants to say, well, the Biden administration and everything, the greatest inflation in 48 years. Man, do you realize a lot of that stuff is it says a lot about you as a leader where you can't rise to occasion. You can't acknowledge that John McCain was a war hero and you're saying that he wasn't because he was caught. It's those type things. Then you're forcing a black admiral, 4-star admiral.
Yeah, but listen. Here's what the 4-star admiral forgot also. I mean, your rank means something in the military, but it certainly don't mean much out here. Now, the problem is hold on. Whether you're an NCO or an officer, admiral, officer, general, you still work for the president of the United States.
Absolutely, but you work for the Constitution. You obey the Constitution of the United States, Kevin.
True.
And in that, even as enlisted and also officers, you're taught to do not obey unlawful.
And as soon as somebody can tell me an illegal order that the man gave, I'm willing to listen. But so far,
Kevin,
you got a lot of hyperbole.
Kevin, the Geneva Convention, Kevin, says that you don't do that.
The
Even
Geneva
in the time
Convention
of war,
has nothing to do with it. Not on the seas. The Geneva Convention had those people in uniform. It had people in uniform, my friend.
Kevin, even in the time of war, when you see sailors, ships abandoned or blown up or what have you, you rescue those individuals that are hanging on for the dear life, Kevin. You don't go out and just
that's because they have the uniform of their country on and their countrymen, and they don't.
So how are you going to declare a war against an individual or a group of people?
By their actions. By their action. Bringing drugs to this country is deathful.
Kevin, you cannot make that make sense. And I want to say another thing. Trump has proven over and over, Kevin, that he will leave you hanging out to dry. And you got a black 4-star admiral. If this stuff hit the fan, which it did, and he got out of it right on time and everything, he's going to put the blame on, just like Hicks said. Talking about where I support him 100%. He made the decision. He did this, whatever. But yet, there's been proof that he was saying kill everybody.
Listen, all I want to know is where's the proof? Okay, give me the audio. Show me the proof. And show me what order that the president of the United States.
You need to tell Hexer that he went on Fox bragging about bombing those individuals.
So did Obama.
Now he's saying he's not going to.
Wait a minute. So did Obama.
Kevin, listen. He went on Fox News and everywhere else, proud, beating his chest about bombing the boat.
And so did Obama.
But yet he's making the case why not to show the other film where those individuals.
But all of Obama did. Biden, I think.
Kevin,
Biden did a little
there
bit.
was a war. Kevin, in that situation, there was a deliberate war declared by Congress. By Congress, that's the difference on terrorism at the time.
Now,
by Congress, Kevin.
So who is terrorism?
Congress has the only right to declare war.
Who are we fighting against here? Who are we fighting? Give me the enemy that we were fighting.
Kevin, I can see if this was done clearly across the board. You had Russia to invade Alaska airspace several times. You had submarine ships to pop up on off-coast shores. We had every right to burn those planes out of air.
I absolutely agree.
Kevin,
but again, show me the order that the president
China planes came over, a little close.
I can't fight the whole war from here, from Montgomery, Alabama.
Kevin, we're bullies. He's not going to. Then he wants to invade Venezuela for oil.
Sometimes you got to be a bully.
He really wants their oil, Kevin.
Okay. Why you think?
You know that
we got enough oil in America. We don't need anybody's oil.
No, Kevin. No, we don't. He's going around telling people gas prices $1.99. Kevin, he's going around telling people gas price $1.99. You know good and well that's not true. Find me one gas station in Alabama, let alone Montgomery, that gas is $1.99. And I'll buy you a chicken and steak dinner.
Okay, let me look today. But every president can be sort of clairvoyant, not clairvoyant, can be somewhat egotistical sometimes when the mission goes right. Because George Bush, who wrongfully said we won and it's over. Well, it wasn't really over, but he was a little bit joyous that things went the way he wanted them to go to. Again, I've never sat in that seat. Will never sat in that seat. I don't know what goes on, but I do know bringing drugs to this country kills our children. And as far as I'm concerned, the war against drugs wasn't a war against any individual. It was a war against individuals who would inundate our shores with drugs. Okay, and personally, I think you need to start putting the people to take the drugs in jail. If you don't have them to sell, if nobody wants to buy them, they wouldn't sell them. The reason why they're a bunch of drug sellers is because we're a bunch of drug users in this country, and I ain't figured it out. Sometimes I think this is the Don show.
Hey, but I just gotta correct that, Marty. I don't know where he gets his garbage from, but there was no guy in Mississippi that hung himself with broken bones. In fact, the coroner's report exclusively said there were no broken bones, there was no lacerations, and it looked like a suicide. But Marty's just full of it. What did you have to fix the phone for when he was talking? It was the nicest conversation, not hearing a word he'd come out of his damn mouth. So, I mean, most of it's just stupid. But Marty, that's a lie. Like half the crap you say. There's nobody committed suicide with broken bones in Mississippi.
All right. Appreciate it. Move right along to other things, and I'm still worried about the thing. Hunted and killed in cold blood, Mountain Brook native Ella Cook, targeted for conservative beliefs in Brown University killing. Nobody can tell me, if you're a liberal out there, tell me, what is it that scares people in this country about conservatism? What is it? What is it that scares you? Why is it that so? Why is it to call yourself an evangel or a God-fearing man or woman? What is it that scares people about people who don't mind having that moniker? Why is it okay to hate Christians? I mean, I can understand in a Muslim country, I got you. But I don't understand in this country who all of our laws, every last one of our laws are predicated on some linkage to the Bible. And the only reason why we have laws is because we believe in a right and wrong, at least theoretically anyway. And we believe in a higher being in which those laws came from. So why does it seem that it's okay to hurt people because they call themselves a Christian? Okay, conservativeness has given away. Well, again, then what is so bad about MAGA that people make America great again? Tell me specifically, what is so bad about wanting your nation to be number one? And stop making everybody else's nation great when we're dwindling on the vine here. So just tell me what it, and that's right. Congress had not declared war since on any particular enemy since World War II. We have not. We're going to allow 20 years in Vietnam, 20 years in Afghanistan and all them places in the Middle East, and nobody's declared war. Okay, so I just want to know what nothing we're doing is making America number one. Well, that's because we've been so far down until our education sucks. We're teaching tests now rather than teaching the curriculum. We are, and math and science. We're at the if not the bottom, we're in the bottom of the middle rung of all the countries. So we've lowered the standards. We trying to convince our people that men can be women and women can be men. And if you can't believe in the basic tenets of the human species, then I don't know what the hell we got schools for. I don't know what we have. Why do we have schools? Okay, and that's why we're the number one country. We're number one in defense spending, and that's what keeps us number one. Okay, because we're trying to protect our borders, our country, our people, our ideology. So I don't have a problem with spending money on a. Now I do remember, was it Herbert Hoover? No, what her or was it Eisenhower said something about the war. What did he say about the industrial? What did he call it? The industrial war machine. He called it something. I do believe that we can be over. I think we can. We're under attack every day. We're under attack every day. Didn't I just show you where this woman gets killed because of what she believes? Charlie Kirk was killed for what he believes. A lot of people have been killed for what they believe. We're at war every day. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The military industrial complex, they do bother me because they need a war in order to keep making that money. I agree with you. But it is not, we still need protection. Our nation still needs protection. But yeah, I do worry about that sometimes. But I ain't mad about us spending money on our defense. Okay. You just don't see it, brother. Everybody's under attack in this country by somebody. It said it scares libtards to have closed borders, lower taxes, lower crime rates, and no men in women's sports. Yeah, I'm with you. When we have denied the basic tenets of a human being, male and female, and I got to tell you, anybody that believes that a man and a woman should compete in sports, okay, they need to be deported. Okay, because obviously there is something wrong with their psyche. They need to be deported. If you believe, and if you cannot believe in the basic tenets of our existence, him and her, not shim and them. Okay, if you don't believe that, there's nothing else I can talk to you about. If you don't believe that a male is a male and a female is a female and they can't turn themselves into anything other than what God made them, then you and I, we are not going to agree on anything. Nothing. Your ideology is so whacked out that it'd be a waste of breath to have the conversation with you. Okay? I mean, if you can't believe that, and therein lies our biggest problem. The things we know to be scientifically right, morally right, if we stand up for them as a MAGA or as a Christian, then and that don't mean that some of the things we believe that we don't miss the mark too. We do. We miss the mark often. I do too. But you have to believe something has to tether your belief and actions. And so that's where I'm saying, hey, and we live in a country now that people really believe. Oh, wait a minute, Joe, come on, man. It seems to me that the liberals are the ones who hate people. It doesn't. We want to stop people from speaking. We run people off college campuses because we don't believe, and we shoot them dead because they happen to believe something you don't believe. Conservative people, we may not believe. Well, I'm not really a conservative. I'm more of a moderate because I believe everybody's right at sometimes and everybody's wrong sometimes. But we don't believe that you should be killed because of what you believe. Unless your belief is you believe you should kill me, then I'm gonna try to take care of myself. Okay, I'm gonna try to do that. But I just want to know what is it that we believe. Oh, come on. Conservatives need to hate someone to exist and feel good about themselves. You see, that kind of hyperbole there, but that's a Democrat. Joe's a good Democrat. I ain't mad at him. That's a good Democrat, but that's not the truth. Most conservative people, now let me see, I lean that way, even though I ain't falling off the bench. I lean that way. Most of them believe live and let live, but don't try to convince me that your wrongness is right because you happen to believe it. I'm just sorry. I don't believe that, and it doesn't mean that conservatives don't do wrong things. It doesn't mean that we don't. I'm a moderate conservative guy. That doesn't mean that we don't step on it. We don't do wrong. We make bad decisions like everybody else. But it means the fundamental underpinning of what we believe is based in the Bible. That's what it basically means. Fundamentally, what we believe is based on in the Bible. How you blindly take up for Trump. Oh Lord, this is gonna be good. How you blindly take up for Trump is freaking phenomenal to me, and I ain't mad at you, and not in a great way. Well, listen, Trump can't say enough to be. I don't believe the man's a racist, but racist is the word that people hide behind because you don't agree with whatever social philosophy that he has. So we always got the racist Trump card in our back pocket. And now, if I tell somebody to give me one thing that the man has done when we know that the former president had friends that were head of the KKK, and we voted for him and would have voted for him again if, in fact, he was able, he could run. So just tell me. Just tell me something that Trump has done that is even remotely made you think he was a racist. Okay. We all do think, brother. Well, we sleep with porn stars. Hell, I just slept with some porn stars too. There was a star in my mind at that moment. But everybody has done something that they ought not do. And if the magnification of the life's magnifying glass was turned on either one of us, we would be shamed of some of the things we were thinking, some of the things we have done. So none of us are perfect, are we? No, we're not. In high school, I know we forget the time we were 17, 18 years old. We thought but anyway, he cannot fail. So just tell me, give me something. I don't know anything about the Epstein file until I see a picture of the man with somebody. I don't believe it. Okay. Okay. I just don't believe it. How do you blindly take for Trump? Ain't that something? Conservatives don't live and let live. Yeah, we do. Conservatives live and want other people to live. Liberals, the ones I know of, want themselves to live, but they don't mind killing other babies. See, and like Ronald Reagan once said, he said, funny, everybody who believes in abortion is a lie. And liberals believe, they think they got a right to kill their children. My Lord. And we voted for 3 more years of it. Yeah. I'll take Trump over Biden with 2 broke legs. Okay. I just will. Okay. Now, my first person for president at that time would have been the governor of Florida. I liked him. I thought he was good. And Ramaswamy. But they quit. They said, well, we got to go. Okay. Wait a minute. All the God trimmings in the White House, military parades, love fests, and dictators, whose era do we want to go back to? We were great. Listen, I think in every past era in America, we have been a great country. We have not been a perfect one. We never will, never have. And I will tell you, and whenever the United States ceases to exist, whenever somebody writes the history of a country long ago, there's always going to be an asterisk in there. And that asterisk will always be how we treated people who came here from another land, and namely Black people. It will always be there. But on that same coin, they have tried to make amends. Not everybody. They have tried to make amends for the wrong they did. Okay, and you can't blame everybody for individuals' things that they do. But I hear you. I hear you on that one. All the God trimming in the White House. I hear you. It's been tough. It's been tough on black folks, and now it's tough on everybody else too. So again, I think that, and see now this is a liberal right here. No, you dumbass. If being sued and settled on housing discrimination don't count. That was his father. That wasn't him. Okay, that's not him. I can't blame a man for what his father did. And looking at the way some of these people mess up their apartments in America right now, I wouldn't let them stay in mine either. Okay, I got here in 1991. There are three apartment complexes here. They were absolutely beautiful when I got here. They look like trash now. They look like trash. In a short span of 31 years, they look like trash. So listen, don't get me on that one. Because I lived in a couple of them, and they were absolutely fine places, but now they look like trash. And guess who living in them? So don't give me that crap. People have a tendency to tear up people's property. So, and I think anybody who invests their money in their property has a right to want people who live in there that historically will keep it up. So I'm not. I ain't going with you just because you happen to be black and we happen to be from the same hood. Now we do some wrong things as people also. Okay. Kevin's guy wants to go back to golden age when we were your place, Willie. And again, intellectually, liberals and most Democrats, lower income Democrats, don't really have the ability to use reason and logic and think. I'm sorry. They are emotional people. They go by emotion. Well, it's what I feel. I feel that you treat me wrong. I know I've been late 42 times coming to work this year, but that ain't no reason to fire, brother. Okay, then. Okay, so because the way we feel, we want to be treated the way we feel. Okay. Yes, I hold him accountable for what he does to illegal aliens at this point. I don't like the way we doing these people. I don't think we should show up at somebody's job and all I'm doing is working hard, trying to take care of my family, and put strip ties on me and give me a ticket to Mexico, wherever the hell they sending me to. I don't like that. I just don't like that. I understand it. If you come here illegally, if we went to that country illegally, there was a young Marine that spent 2 years in Mexico because he accidentally crossed the border. It's an amazing thing that they treat us a terrible way, and our government treats them a way it's a little bit better than they treat us. So again, America is a great country. Been a great country for a long time, but we are not a perfect country. We've done things wrong. We will continue to do things wrong, but we have done a lot of things that have been great for the world. If it were not for the United States, the map of the world will look a lot different. Okay? The map of the world will look a lot different than it does now. Okay? Right. And everybody wants the rent money. When you get in somebody's apartment, you gotta pay. Okay? Trump isn't going into the Russian neighborhoods, shaking people down, looking for illegals. I don't know. Are you telling me that if they find somebody from Russia that's here illegally, they won't deport them? Well, give me the facts on that and show me how that is, and we'll get on that too. Okay? Never been fired, retired, or honored for having perfect attendance. Well, I was. I had perfect attendance in my job at Cumulus. Never missed a day of work in 24 years. Never. Never took a sick leave. Never missed a day of work. But I ain't mad at you. He wanted his rent money. He had a right to get his rent money. Okay. And again, look at the apartments in Montgomery, Alabama right now. The ones who used to be not so long ago really nice places to live now have become combat zones. Now have become where people shoot each other all the time. So listen, I wouldn't want anybody to live in my building like that either. I wouldn't. The problem is you can't keep everybody out. Now the rent's got to go up because we got to keep fixing the buildings. We leave people's houses sometimes, tear out the walls, not the utilities. We take I know one lady that moved out of somebody's house, a rental place. She took the washing machine, the dryer, the refrigerator, and every other appliance that was in there, the microwave, and like they was hers. They wasn't hers. And she took them. So that's just where it goes sometimes. But anyway, so much for that. Moving right along to other things. Since listen, we agree that I'll never agree with most of you folks. I would never agree. So the writer of that dumbass comment trying to say black people don't pay, I know white people don't pay, and they shoot up the trailer park. Well, I don't live in a trailer park, never been in one. And if they don't pay, they need to be put out too. Unless there's some extenuating circumstances. Excuse me, zip ties, not strip ties. Whatever it is, they put them in those things. I really don't like that. But the preamble right now. Okay, I got you the preamble. But I don't like the way we're doing it. I understand why we're doing it. I don't like the way we do it. I don't like these people being treated like animals sometimes, like they some danger to our society when the danger to our society need to be put on the buses. But I don't like the way we do that. But I'm not the president. I think he's doing the right thing, and like my good friend Dan Morris would say, in due time. How does he put it? In time, he said, "Time will tell." Dan got this saying. I can't remember what it is, but in the time. Well, anyway, I'll have to send him a text and see what he says. It's always something that stuck with me. Basically, it means in due time. In due time, things will come out as they're supposed to, and we'll understand the truth. Why aren't black? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Ask him. Namely, because the white South Africans over there right now are being discriminated against by the black people. So we didn't learn anything from the way they treated us over there, and now we're going to do the same thing to them that they did to us. So what makes us any better? And I've often said, when the oppressed become the oppressor, then there is no difference in who we are. One just happened to be in charge now. One is in charge later. Okay, when we become, listen. I do want rent. What's rent control got to do? What is ripping people off on rent have to do with whether or not you take care of somebody's property? Not a thing. As a matter of fact, if I knew that I was going to be able to afford to stay here a little while, I'd probably do a better job of taking care of the property. But just because these landlords around here take prices up because they can, all in the name of COVID, and COVID been gone for a couple of years. I do think we need rent control because people on Social Security checks not going up. They're not getting any more money. So what's going to happen when we see a whole bunch of old people outside with a check coming in every month, but the prices of things have gone up to the point where they can't afford to stay inside? I mean, what are we going to do then? Yeah, I do think we need price controls. Okay, that's a liberal side of me. I do think, especially on rent, I do think we need it. Here's a job. No, I haven't had real Muslims on before. Because I would love to talk about the differences between us and what they believe. And I still say the basic Muslim faith, at least the one overseas, is inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States of America. It's inconsistent. Their belief system is inconsistent with what we believe. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that except that, this is America. And most of our belief systems are predicated on Christian philosophy. And so far, I haven't found anything in Christian philosophy that's bad for us. Has anybody found anything? I mean, we don't want to cut your head off. We don't want to cut your arm off. Sometimes y'all might need it, but we don't want to do that. Okay. So I'm just wondering, look at the crimes against Americans that have been committed under Christianity. Again, the basic those are not Christians who do things. Those are people who call themselves Christians. Okay? And you might kind of make the same argument about Islam. But Islam, I see it, and that's why Barry Moore Congressman Barry Moore has put this statement out that radical Islam is a cancer. I don't know if it is or not, I just, I don't understand it, but I do know what I read, and I can read pretty good. As a matter of fact, I can read pretty good. Now, unfortunately, people who write articles don't always tell the truth, and that's for sure. So you can only believe half of what you hear, half of what you see, and none of what you hear. Okay. And again, I'm Jamal. I'd love to have somebody on here. Let's have a roundtable discussion about Islam. I would love to do that. Put some people together. Okay. Barry Moore. Well, he may not, and maybe, but he's up there in Washington, so he got everybody to tell him what it's like. Okay. And there have been lots of people who claim to be Christians, but were not. Okay. They were not. Who is Taquia? I don't know. I don't see that no place. But anyway, moving right along. I forgot I had that thing. I could put that right there. But anyway, you'll be able to see what people are saying right there on the screen. What is TAQI? What's that? TAQIYYA. I don't know what that is. Let me see what that is. Okay, so it's. Let me see. Okay. TAQI. What's that word? What's that? Let me see what that word is. I don't know what that. Never heard that word before. Never heard it. TAQIYYA. Okay. Okay. It's only got one Y in it. It means Islam refers to the religious dispensation allowing a Muslim to conceal their faith or identity to protect themselves from persecution or harm or death. Essentially, acting prudently, as the word means, prudence, is dangerous in situations while primarily associated with the Shia Muslim is a survival tool in hostile environment. It is a practice found in early Islamic history and acknowledged in some Sunni sources for self-preservation against severe threats. Okay, okay, what that is. Okay, I think pretty soon Christians are going to come up with something like that too. It seems to me, since they can't have a thought that goes against what liberals think. Here are your biggest threats to America: white Christian nationalists. Wrong. The KKK don't really think that either, but we could say it. Antifa. Yeah, I think they bring a problem. I don't know any Nazi groups in America, but if we have any, we surely don't need them. Been listed on terrorist organization, but Antifa, which actually means anti-fascism, and now have hijacked it from the word to become another trigger word where you can't even identify a single member, location, etc., and you keep talking of all this BS conservatism. Jay, just because somebody calls themselves something doesn't make them that. Okay, doesn't make them that. Like Christians, there's nobody who's a true Christian will go around killing people or robbing people, or breaking into people's houses. No, they're not. They call themselves that because it's a convenient title in order to gain favor. Okay, and I had a guy come to my house one day. Said, "Hey, let me paint the house for." I said, "Right on." He gave me he had all these Christian sayings on his business card and everything. And that time, okay, before he got past it, well, the wife needs to look at the place before I pay you. He said, "Okay, okay," but he needed the money, so I gave him the money, and that son guy never showed back up because she wasn't satisfied at that moment. So just because people call themselves something doesn't make them that. Okay, I can call myself a basketball player, but I can't play basketball even on the TV screen. So doesn't make me, because I said you can't be a paratrooper unless you jump out the aircraft. You can't become a paratrooper by thinking you won. Like when Mayor Reed first got in office, he said, "Well, if you think you're a veteran, you're a veteran." Okay, well, we kind of defeated that thought anyway. But so you can't be that which you have not done. Okay. Peter did the same thing when he denied knowing and being with Jesus before his death on the cross. That's true. Look at the crimes Americans have committed under liberalism. Yeah, absolutely. My worry is now, and I do worry that in this country, why it seems to be okay to attack people that call themselves Christians. I do not. I mean, this woman hunted and killed because she believed a certain thing. Now, when our country gets to that point, yeah, we got some problems. We got some problems. Anti-fascism. You know, if most people who use the word fascism knew exactly what it meant, they'd shut up. But they don't. They don't really know what it means. They heard it on TV, you know, like socialist. Uh, every tenet, just about every tenet of our government has some socialistic underpinnings. Okay, Social Security. Okay, Social Security is socialist. Okay, but the only difference is they take money from us over the years we work and put it in a put it in a savings account for the, I guess. Dr. Joe. Yeah, Dr. Joe.
Okay, now Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
is the reason that all these blacks in the hood have those bars on the windows because of white Christian nationalists, or the KKK, or Nazi groups listed as terrorist organizations, or Antifa?
Well, no.
It's not.
No, it's
Well,
not.
what does Mr. White? What does Mr. White? Why is he saying this?
Well, I do not know.
Well, and by the way, was Joe Reed upset when Joe Brandon opened the borders to all the criminals? Was he upset? Did he get upset?
No.
I don't remember it. Or Marty? Was Marty upset about that? And by the way, he was talking about the $1.99 gas. That was in one state that it had gone down to that. I listened to the speech last night. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mhm.
So, you know, like I said, I just don't see all those groups, you know, going into the hood and robbing people or anything like that. Do you?
No.
Are they in your neighborhood? Are they in your neighborhood?
What? No, not that I know of. We're pretty
You
good.
haven't seen any Klansmen walking around?
Not yet.
Okay.
But if I
Have
do,
any
you'll
of
be
the-
the first to
have
know.
any of the people that's been killed in Montgomery this year, or for the past 5 or 10 years, have they been killed by the Klan? Any of them? Just tell me one. Can you tell me one?
No, I can't think of one at the moment, unless it's one of those where the case has not been solved yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe there's one that hadn't been solved, but I just don't get it, Kevin. Would you say that those people that are having to live behind bars in the hood, that they're enslaved? That's kind of a slavery, isn't it? Where you have to live behind bars, kind of like in jail. Would you say that?
Yeah, of course that, and again, that's a cultural kind of position to be in these days.
And isn't it kind of a bad thing too that the
Hold on a second.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
The public schools in Montgomery, that they're so bad. Is that because of the KKK or the Nazis or the white nationalists, white Christian? Is that because of them?
Well,
Who runs the schools in Montgomery?
Well, I hear you. Some words, some questions are what's the word I'm looking for here, teacher? Don't need an answer.
Yeah, they're. I can't think of the word either, but
Yeah.
you're right. They don't need an answer because we know the answer, don't we?
Yeah, we know the
Okay.
answer to some of these questions.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I just wanted to call. And by the way, your
Yeah.
buddy the other day, Dr. White,
Yeah.
and he was criticizing both sides. I got to hand it to him on that.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you 2 questions.
Yes,
What country has the most freedom in the world?
we do.
And what country has the greatest economy?
We do.
Okay.
There's
case
no-
closed. And
yeah.
if he wants to find another one,
Yeah.
I invite him to go find it.
Yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this?
Mr. Kevin, what's going on, man? It's David, brother.
Hey, how you doing there, Dave?
How you been, man?
I'm working it out, trying to make my living, earn my pay.
I want to remind you, man, we got to do the elder event. I want the Central Alabama Aging Consortium is doing the Christmas party for the elderly community at the Garrett Coliseum tomorrow. I want to remind you about our live podcast, sir. You got to pay date, sir.
Okay, so what's going on? The
Central Alabama Consortium on Aging is hosting a Christmas event at Garrett Coliseum, passing out door prizes. Veterans Wellness Center will be passing out gift cards to our lovely elderly community. Just in the Christmas spirit at the Garrett Coliseum, I was going to be a blast.
Okay, what time is that going to be?
It's from 0900 to 1300 tomorrow, sir. Garrett Coliseum.
Okay, from 9 o'clock to 1 in the afternoon. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you let me know. Yeah, well, I'll leave a note on the Facebook page and tell how can they reach your Facebook page so you can get their information.
Well, my page is the at Veterans Wellness Center Alabama page.
Okay, at Veterans Wellness Center,
Alabama.
Veterans Wellness Center. Okay, good. Okay,
yeah,
good.
We'll be posting the flyer today about the event. I was looking forward to hopefully getting you to stop by and give us a visit, but I know you're a busy man. You got the mayor election coming up, the governor election. You're a hot item right now, so I won't.
Yeah.
I know you're busy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will come through there tomorrow, though. Hopefully, that's on tomorrow, right? From 9 to 1.
9 to 1. Yeah. We'll be setting up. We're doing our Veterans Wellness Center podcast from the event live as we passing out gift cards. We're passing out. We're going to pass out some big ones, man. It's Christmas time spirit. We're in the giving spirit to the community. They've supported us, so we'll definitely be handing out some gift cards and help people know with gas and food for the holidays. Maybe we might throw in some big ones on there, but we'll talk about it on the Facebook page and our Facebook page later today.
Okay. Well, we'll do it. All right, then.
All right, Kevin.
All right.
So you be well, sir.
Okay. Let me see. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to have a special guest here in a second. So let me give him this number right quick before I go off. Let me see. 3. Okay, there's my number. 334 521 521 2963. 2963. Now I'm gonna try to get this in before I get off here. I'm supposed to have a special guest calling into the show here in a minute. So I'm gonna see if we can get him in here before I get done talking about anything else. Anyway, other than that, I don't have a whole lot of time. Anyway, don't forget Helping Hands. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left, so I'm waiting to get this call. Helping Hands, you can help us today. Giving away $1,776. Man, that's what a PFC makes the money. Eat PFC or whatever the case may be. Anyway, so I guess my time's up. So for the rest of the day and tomorrow, I'll be begging for money around town. So if you see me, don't be running the other way. Just give us a couple of dollars, and so you can help somebody that you don't even know. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, let me see if I maybe I may need to call the 334. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this special guy. I guess I'm supposed to call him. So let me 294. Okay. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can find my special guest in for the time being on his way to Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please.
Well, I guess I'll have to get him next week sometime. He'll be here. Z will be here, and he is headed to town now. As a matter of fact, headed to Montgomery right now. As a matter of fact, so we'll get him on the page. Y'all can talk to that young man, an outstanding. If I was like him when I was coming up, I'd been in a better place, but I wasn't. I was like somewhere between hoodlum and hoodlum me. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to be, a good person or a bad person. Anyway, rhetorical question. Thank you. That's right. That's what rhetorical. You got 2 minutes. Let's close the northern border. Listen, I don't have any. Listen, I don't have no problem closing the northern border either. I mean, we got enough people here already. I am a Southerner, but I find it very offensive and condescending when it comes to others with a Southern drawl to migrate the African American experience into this history. Well, I don't really know where you're going with that one, but we're just gonna leave that one alone. We can talk about that later. We'll talk about that later on. Anyway, time's up, and I've got to go at the moment. But I'll have Z on with me next week sometime, and we'll let you talk to him. And he's a pretty bright kid, as a matter of fact. I'm still trying to figure out how I lucked up. Anyway, my time is up. I thank you for yours. And all you have to remember is the same thing I tell you every day of the week that I'm here, that it is not the falling down that gives us the strength. It is getting up every time we do that makes us stronger. And you can't get strength unless you pick up something heavy. It builds the muscle. Okay? So if you find yourself down on the ground, well, it's a good place to begin again. Just don't give up. Don't quit. The quitters never win, and winners, they may fail at a thing or two, but they never quit. So don't you. Right? Don't you quit either. Anyway, I gotta go. My time is up. Thank you for yours. Hey, we don't have to agree on everything. We just don't want to be disagreeable. I can't read. We all have our fault, don't we? Yeah. I can read it if I can see it. Okay. But since I can't really see it that good with my glasses on, what can I tell you? I forgot what I did with the glasses. I can't find my glasses because I don't have my glasses on. Somebody come up with something for that. Anyway, have a great day.